The Champlain Valley Fair begins on Friday, and this year will be the last for the Expo's Grandstand as renovations get underway soon. I sat down with the Champlain Valley Expo's Executive Director, Tim Shea, to talk about it all. Here's our conversation. Tim Shea, thanks so much for being with us on In Depth.
Good to be with you.
So the fair is coming up so quickly. That's how we know the end of summer's here. What can we expect at this year's fair?
It'll be a great 10-day run. We have great entertainment at our grandstand. Our agricultural programming is coming together. The rides are, as people will expect, great rides, food, and fun for 10 days.
And concerts, as we know, are always a big draw, not just for the fair, but all year round at the Expo. Talk to me about renovations at the Grandstand. I know that's something that we've been looking at for the past couple of years.
Yeah, the Grandstand, built in 1966, is structurally sound, but in desperate need of some TLC. We use it for the 10 days of the fair, and it works for the fair. But the idea is we're partnering with Higher Ground to do concerts outside of the fair, and that will require some renovations to the grandstand. And the first phase is to replace the seating and then replace what is the dirt track with concrete to really focus on the guest experience.
So what can we expect this year? Will there be any interruptions?
No, the work will begin right after the fair, removing the seats, treating the deck, and then installing the new seats next spring and the concrete slabs, so it'll be ready to go mid-June of next year.
Wow, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And I know that there are more renovations expected to happen with the grandstand. Can you talk to me what we can expect when everything is said and done and all finished?
Certainly. We retained a consultant last year that does fairgrounds design and planning, and they visited our fair last year. They made a couple trips to Essex Junction, and working with them, a phased-in approach to what a renovation could look like. Like I said, phase one is about $2 million, is replace the seating and the concrete slab. Future phases, and there's really not a time frame on it right now, but would include removing the bleachers and putting more contemporary bleacher settings, a VIP experience for the guests, as well as the production. The backstage is a big part as far as the experience of the artists as well, and updating some of the backstage experience.
And what does that mean for ticket pricing? What does that mean for fundraising?
Well, ticket pricing, we have to be really mindful of a customer's ability or willingness to pay X amount, and we've been very conscious of the design and the cost, so to keep the ticket prices reasonable. I think we're able to do that. We will be launching a fundraising campaign at some point in time, not initially, to help fund some of these expenses.
And what do you foresee the Expo becoming with these expansions, with these renovations? What do you hope the Expo will become for our community?
Well, we know when we're busy, the businesses in our community are busy as well. There's a new hotel right across the street from us. And when we have a concert, it's almost a guaranteed sellout for the hotel, not to mention the restaurants, the gas stations that benefit from business coming into Essex Junction that we bring in. We look at, we're Vermont's largest special event facility, and we feel right now the grandstand is an unutilized asset, and it's hard to really justify any investment when it's only used for the 10 days of the fair. But if you can do an additional 10 concerts outside of the fair, then all of a sudden the math begins to work, and you can justify these much needed renovations to the grandstand.
There have been so many iconic performances that we've been able to look back on, even stars before they even became stars.
Taylor Swift?
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you guys curate all of these performances.
It's one of the hardest tasks is identifying, which bands to book, who's going to be the next star. And we have an agent that we work with who identifies the up-and-coming acts for us, or not always up and coming. ZZ Top will be with us this year. They've been around forever to identify what the market would respond to the best.
Is there something that you're most looking forward to this year?
I think it's seeing people come out and the smiles on their faces and the experiences they have, the memories that they'll build with their families for years and years to come.
Beyond the grandstand, what kind of vendors can we expect to see at the fair this year?
Food is a big thing. People come for the fair food, and it's not just the traditional fair food. We bring in a little bit of everything for everybody, and so we're looking forward to that. And the rides, like I said, are a big part of the fair as well. So, the kids come out for the first time, and one thing we don't, I think, promote enough is the agricultural experience at the fair. A lot of people are not, they're not growing up in an agricultural environment, so it's a tremendous learning opportunity about Vermont's agricultural economy that they can learn at the fair.
And are there any new vendors that we can look forward to? I know last year there was a wool spinning business that came to the fair for their first time and that was looking forward to that exposure. Who can we expect to see?
A lot of the returning ones and some new ones, and what we provide is 120,000 people come to the fair on an annual basis. So these vendors, it's a tremendous business opportunity to get in front of these fairgoers.
What's the feedback been like from vendors throughout the years?
No, we have, some have been in the fair for a long, long time. I think it's a good sign. They see it's a good business for them. No, we get tremendous feedback from the vendors. We have a little bit turnover year to year as things change, bring in some new ones, like you said, but some of the returning favorites that people look forward to.
And every year we can always look forward to discounted ticketing days for our whole community. Talk to me about the importance of that and being able to maintain those special fair price days.
Yeah, no, we spend a lot of time looking at our pricing and our promotions, and I encourage folks to go to our website to learn more about the specials. But Carlo's Special Day on Wednesday, it's a real bargain where everyone gets a ride bracelet, admission to the fair, and parking for a very reasonable price. There's Canned Food Day. We're the largest single-day food drive Thursday of the fair. Bring 2 cans of food, get in for free from 12 to 2. We do other, College Day on Thursday as well. Any current college student gets in for free. UVM and the colleges run buses out there. A lot of college students come out. So I really encourage folks to go to our website to see those pricing specials that are available.
What are you guys expecting turnout-wise? Every year we see so many people come to the fair, but especially as we look ahead to the renovations that will be happening and more people wanting to come to the fair or to the expo in general, what do you expect to see crowd-wise this year?
Again, we're typically around 120,000 people, depending on the size of the concerts that we have, and the weather. The weather plays a big part in our attendance there. But no, we're looking forward to a great 10 days. A little later this year, the way Labor Day lines up, kids will be in school for a bit of it there, but they're anxious to come right after school.
What's your advice to our community as we look ahead to the fair this year?
Look at our website for the specials. Try to avoid those big weekends. Weekends are always busy there. If you can come, we do an after 5 o'clock promotion. Encourage folks to come midweek if they can.
And this is such a transitional time for the expo. How do you foresee the expo handling maybe an influx of people as we look ahead to expansions and renovations? Yeah, no,
we're geared up to host large events. Is what we do, and we do it well. We now host UVM's commencement out there for the past 2 years. So, we have the facility can handle a lot of people from a public safety perspective. When you look at parking, the gates that we have that come onto the grounds, we have good systems in place to accommodate a lot of people, and we look forward to doing more of that as these Grandstand renovations move forward.
Great. We look forward to the 10 best days of summer.
As do I.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you.